no Jedi.
Your powers are weak, old man.
Always remember, your focus determines your reality.
Hello there.
General Kenobi! You don't know the power of the dark side.
And welcome back to Disciples of the Force podcast. I'm your host, Spencer Silva, joined with my beautiful co-host, Austin Hyatt, who actually isn't here, but he's here in spirit, okay? We're going to act like he's here. He got caught up with some exams and he's going out of town, so I gave him a pass this week. So I guess we're trying it again. This is the second time we're doing it, just me. And I'm sorry if they're hearing this. And we might have lost half our listenership right there, and I'm okay with that because the ones who stay are the ones who love. I was going to have my buddy Forrest jump on, but he's also on vacation, so you really are stuck with me. We tried, I promise. So let's get into it. First, Star Wars news. Ahmed Best, he's posted that he's back in, and he's been recording again. Looks like maybe he's doing another Jar Jar Binks thing. I don't know what it could be, but it's exciting. It'd be awesome to see what could be cooking up. He also hashtags Sith in there, so Jar Jar Binks confirmed Sith Lord maybe. We'll find out. That'll be cool. So a couple housekeeping items from last week. One of the first ones here is we talked about how we thought maybe Darth Vader would come and destroy the Bad Batch, right? Well, some other people online started talking about, well, what if it was actually Boba Fett who came and destroyed the Bad Batch, which would be really awesome. I mean, that's like a full circle. It'd be just perfect for fighting with the clones. He's a clone killing the defected clones. I don't know. It'd be really fun. I would really love to see that, especially right now with this caliber of animation, having Boba Fett. Oof, could be cool. I don't know if D. Bradley Baker would voice him if he came back, or if we would do Tamora Morrison, if he would come and reprise his role. I don't know. I don't know what would happen, but it'd be cool. It'd be really awesome. Second thing, kind of floating around on the interwebs, one of the things is going on is that maybe Emery could be Cushing's mother. So Cushing in The Mandalorian, he is talks about how his mom he was like basically grew up in a lab because he was with his mom and he'd always be in a lab. And I mean, Emery's always in a lab, so maybe she has him. They have the same markings as the other thing. Like Omega has the same marking that Cushing had. So who knows what that could be a connection. I would love it. There's like a little parallel there. Just love it when Star Wars does that. And it's kind of cool that you still see in this, this last episode that Palpatine is still trying to keep, he's trying to cheat death, right? He promised Anakin in that in Revenge of the Sith. Remember, he was like, he's like, he can even save the ones you love, and, you can never die, whole thing spiel that he gives to Anakin that Anakin bites into, right? And this is still playing into that. Like, it wasn't even like he lied. Like, Palpatine's still trying to cheat death. He's like, that was not just something he said to get Anakin. Like, that's an actual goal he has, which is cool. We forget, so that's really awesome. And another side note, which I didn't know this, Ian McDiarmid was supposed to not have voiced Palpatine. This is actually brought up by Screen Crush, that he was actually just supposed to be in makeup and they were going to dub him later. Same situation as Anthony Davis with C-3PO. So awesome. Really cool that I'm glad it worked out that way, because I can't see anyone else playing Palpatine other than Ian McDiarmid. So shouts out to George Lucas for keeping that there. All right. With that being said, we do have one question. This question comes from Lucia. I think I'm pronouncing that right. From Kansas City. She asks, what's our favorite Star Wars movie and why? Awesome question. Thanks for being a listener. For me, it's going to be Revenge of the Sith. I just remember as a kid when that came out, I was so excited. I loved Anakin. I remember that year I had a party for my birthday. We all got foam lightsabers and had a big duel with the lights off, kind of like what happened at the temple is what it reminded me of. It's just super cool. But I love that movie. It's so much nostalgia, and it just like grows on me as I get older. Like the more you just see it all in the whole Star Wars universe, how impactful it was. And I don't know, like each time I watch it, I love it even more. Even for the clunky dialogue and the occasional Hayden Christensen delivery of a line, which you can't give him hate because that was probably George Lucas who was like, no, do it this way. Love it. Which also, there's also that theory out there that someone said, if you listen to the way that Anakin talks, it's exactly how Darth Vader talks, just without the voice modulation, modulatorial, whatever it's called. So really cool. That's enough of that. We're done. That's all the housekeeping. Let's jump into the Bad Batch. All right. So this Bad Batch episode was called A Different Approach. Of course, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. They both had different approaches, Omega and Crosshair, throughout the whole way they wanted to go about on this planet. So, I mean, cool name. So let's jump into it. So this next thing I'm going to say, because I did watch Screen Crush's synopsis Easter egg video, and they pointed this out, and I didn't even think of this, but I mean, I'm sure everyone probably thought of it. But it was really, I mean, the stakes were high when they're coming out in this very beginning, and the hyperdrive has failed, right? And they're like pretty worried because if you remember in A New Hope, Han talks about like, yeah, if you just jump out of hyperspace, if like it fails, you hit whatever's there. So if there's an asteroid, you're hitting an asteroid. You could be going to a planet, like you don't know. So it was, I mean, high stakes. So they're fortunate enough, of course, plot armor, but they were fortunate enough to become right into the planet. So I mean, stakes were high right in the beginning, but you don't even think of that. So it was cool. One thing I did want to point out that I loved is just like the animation. I mean, I know I keep riding on this, I keep talking about, but the animation on this was so awesome. I loved how you could see their breath. I mean, seriously, just a comparison from the first Clone Wars episode, right, to this, like night and day. I'm probably going to clip it right now and show you, not on the podcast, but on our TikTok. But seriously, night and day, like you're seeing the breath, you're seeing their hair move, like we talked about, and like going to the first episode of the Clone Wars, that was not happening. Of course, the Clone Wars walked, so the rest of these animations can run. Of course, the last season of the Clone Wars is amazing, animation and storytelling, so very awesome. So one thing I did like is Nala Se when she's getting talked to, and they're like, it's kind of crazy that Omega's, the readings that we got from Emery showed that she has a positive M count, and we never got that from you. And she's like, well, false positives happen. I can guarantee that's what it is. I'm like, oh, she's very quick on her feet, or she's been thinking about this the whole time, like what she's going to say. I mean, clearly he knows, but I think there's just a little bit of doubt that it kind of put into him, like maybe, but of course there's no way, but she was smart. She's quick on her feet, or thought it out before. So very cool. Love seeing different planets in Star Wars. We talked about how, we seem to always go back to the same ones, Tatooine and, I guess technically Kamino, but not really that often in Kamino, and Coruscant. So it's really cool to get a whole new planet. Love it. So with that though, there's a bunch of Star Wars characters that we saw, but the one I wanted to point out was the Akalish. There was a couple in the background. I don't know if it was the same one or what, but super fun. Love seeing them. And let's see, let's just jump into the next thing I got here. Very similar to another. Okay. Yeah. So when Omega is, doing the card spiel, winning money, it reminded me heavily of, from a certain point of view, there's a story about when Lando is gambling, right? But when he finds out that basically that the rebels have destroyed the Death Star. But the whole like part of that story in the book is that he's gambling, he's going to win big, he's about to win a lot of money, and all of a sudden the Imperials come in and they're like, hey, gambling's illegal. They go, we paid our debts too. What are you doing? And they said, we don't care, we're taking your money, kind of a thing. Whereas this, it's like the same exact thing. You have, they're gambling's illegal, right? They're paying him off, right? He goes to pick up his money from the bar. What I did love though is that it's kind of hinting that she's force sensitive, right? Because she's really good at these games. Could be foresight, who knows? But she just might be lucky. She just could be good at games. Who has any idea, right? We don't know where we're heading with this. But love that little part where they're just going back and forth, and she's winning money, and like, cause you really think she's gonna lose it all. That's genuinely what you think, or when she beats the Imperial, that he's gonna steal it all back right then and there. But no, it doesn't, right? And instead, he's got a bigger plan, to which he takes Batcha. So super fun. So my question for the audience, feel free to comment below. when they're walking out of the bar, right? And Omega's like, I gotta go save Batcher. And he's like, and Crosshair's like, dude, we gotta go. Like, we are on the run from the Empire. We are not that far. They're gonna find us, right? And she goes and he goes his way, and of course he comes back to her. My question is, are you guys leaving? I mean, I know this is Crosshair's, character development, his arc, and he's changed because I think before he's leaving, right? If this is the beginning of the Bad Batch, he's not going to stick around for Omega to find animal. But if it's you, what are you doing? I got to be honest. I think I'm on the run. I mean, I was just in a prison with them. I got to go. But that's me, and that shows that I'm a terrible human being, maybe. Or I would maybe just, I don't know. I almost said force her to come with me, but I wouldn't. I would just honestly say, nah, I got to go. We got to get out of here. But some things I do love is seeing how corrupt the Empire is. Just how you can tell that he takes what he needs. He's constantly, the Imperial's grabbing everything he can. He's always telling her to pay. Oh, there's a fee. You got to pay me the fee. Fine, here's the fee. Oh, you also didn't have a pet fee. Give me the pet fee. Very, very awesome to see how corrupt the Empire is within its ranks. So just a cool little story within the Empire. Always love that. When all the animals are running out, I put Noah's Ark in that B. It kind of reminded me, I don't know, just Noah's Ark, just a bunch of animals just flooding out. But one thing that is curious is why would there be a button to just release everyone? Like, that's insane. And I thought of that before Screen Crush talked about it, but honestly, why is that a thing? And like, I get it, it's just a story and it moves on, but sometimes you got to think like, that wouldn't, like, in what scenario do you need all the animals to get out at the same time? I don't know. If you can think of one, let us know in the comments below. So when they're leaving, right, when Omega and Crosshair are getting out of there, and they, fly off, and you see that stormtrooper who's standing there, you see the air go around his face. Again, just another thing that I loved. Just such a small, cool detail that you never would have gotten in earlier animation. So just super fun to see. And along with that, I feel like you should have done a Wilhelm scream. And maybe it did my computer. My TV wasn't loud enough. I don't know. I was watching the show with my pup. So me and my dog were watching it, and I wasn't paying full attention at that one moment. So maybe it was. Should have gone back and checked. But just, I mean, I know we ride so hard on the animation. I mean, the story is so much more than that. But it's just great to see good quality Star Wars, especially with terrible CGI that we've seen. Like, so getting animation that's amazing is just awesome. One of the things that I saw, what I'm going to talk about right now, if you can believe it, is when they're coming down onto that moon to meet Hunter and I almost said Omega. Yeah, when Omega goes to meet herself, Omega. Yeah, that one. Wrecker. When he goes to see Wrecker. Jeez. Hey, I'm not the name guy, okay? Sometimes I forget things. I'm on the fly. Get off my back. It's not heavily on hand. Headily? It's not heavily on hand. It's not readily on hand. But that animation is just so beautiful, so pretty. I mean, we're just talking establishing shots. Just look phenomenal. I mean, 10 out of 10. They get it. They get my vote. So that reunion, I gotta say, with them, with Wrecker, I remember the name, Hunter, Crosshair, and Omega, happened way sooner than I would have thought. Which I'm not mad at. I'm curious of how this is all gonna pan out now, because what are they gonna do? They have so many options. They might just say, screw it, let's just go hide and go back to the safe place, the safe planet, or they could say, we gotta go bomb the facility. I don't know. Or let's go get an LSA. I don't know. I have no idea what's gonna happen. Part of me thinks Omega's was gonna want to go back to save an LSA. They're all gonna say this is a terrible idea. There's no way we're doing this, and they're gonna go into hiding. And I feel like the Empire's gonna find him. That's my guess, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, but definitely happened way sooner than I would have thought. So fun to see where this is gonna go. I got kind of emotional at the end there. I teared up a little bit. I'm like, they've only been gone for 4 episodes? But they've done such a good job at making it feel like it's been forever. But I think it's been 4 episodes. So I don't know. Maybe I'm extra emotional. I don't know. Maybe no one felt anything. I'm the only one in the world that felt something, and I'm real for that. But I gotta say this. I would be remiss if I didn't. I mean, Omega and Crosshair is a duo, is a duo. I never would have thought would be like good. I'm like, yeah, it's interesting, maybe for a couple arcs, but I mean, they've literally fit perfectly together. The way he's kind of on his own, always thinking about himself, and Omega thinks about other people. It makes the perfect combination. Like in this whole mission, right? They had to use both ways of how they wanted to get out. That made it the perfect way to get out. So just super cool. Just good writing. Just good stuff. And what are you guys thinking? Are you guys thinking Omega's force sensitive or not? I don't know. I mean, clearly, sorry, let me take it back. I think she is, of course, because we have M count, right? We have the fact that she's good at these games. She can sense things. She feels things for other people and animals more than other people because maybe can sense the living force. I don't know. I'm going with yes. Austin said no. No, just kidding. He didn't say no. I can say whatever I want. Yeah, dude, he said no, and he said that he thought Omega sucked, which I thought was crazy. I'm joking. He didn't say any of the above, but I don't know. I'm excited to see where this all heads out. This will be good. This will be really good. Well, I mean, we 16 minutes in? Not that bad. So, could have been worse. I mean, I guess I have a little bit of time. I'll say one last thing here. A lot of people, so basically, I mean, the Bad Batch and the Mandalorian are all building to basically answer the question of what does it mean when they say somehow Palpatine returned. Palpatine, damn, dude, I am just cannot talk today. I'm not editing any of this, so if you're listening to it, you're listening to it raw because I'm lazy. Somehow Palpatine returned, right? Everyone clowns on that line. But we've talked about this before on the podcast. I mean, yes, it's a silly line, but it is backed up immediately after. Dark arts, cloning, secrets only the Sith knew. Like, it does have an explanation. It's a weak explanation. I'll give you that. But it does have a form of explanation. And that little second line is what all of this is building towards, right? This is building towards the sequels. So we can get with the cloning, the dark arts, right? Because even Palpatine in the last episode said, there's a lot of people in our ranks who would frown upon the research we're doing. So it just shows you that they're using probably Sith dark arts. Also just thought of this. You guys think Hemlock and Emery might low-key be a thing? That'd be crazy. Comment below what you think they're a thing. I've done that bit like 3 times, and it's killed with me. Who knows if you guys thought that was funny. But that's all I got. Thank you guys for listening. We will be gone next week. Maybe I'll do a voice recording and post it on my thoughts when I'm in Portugal. I'll be in Portugal, Europe. Don't worry about it. Daddy bought me a ticket, so don't worry about it. Austin will be having a great time in, I think, New York. It's New York. I know it's New York. Watch it be Boston. I'm going to feel terrible, but no, it's New York. And so he'll be there. We love you guys, honestly. Thank you guys for your support. Those people who watch every week or listen every week, it really means a lot to us. It makes it fun to do. So thank you for being a disciple of the Force.